Hello universe, you got Frankenfoot here. I'm doing a bit of a mentality shift. Let's see if that baby keeps crying or not. I think that's it. Alright. Hey everyone, you got Frankenfoot here. I'm doing a bit of a mentality shift. I'm only going to be recording and posting the 3-star text, just in the interest of time, and I don't think that posting failures was adding much value to my life in general, because going back and reviewing those doesn't really help me very much. So, I'm only going to do the 3 stars from here on out, which means that this might be my last video that you ever see. But anyway, there you go. But I did manage to get 3 on this guy. I did it using GoBoLaLoon, golems, bowlers, and finishing up with a Laloon, which I've gotten it to be mostly effective. It's a little rough because I don't have my king up, but he will be up the first week of March, finally, because he will be at level 30, finally. And hopefully that will make this strategy a little bit easier, but I'm employing that when I see a base that's got sort of air defenses clustered closely together like this, that I can't really knock out the air defenses on a queen walk. So in a perfect world, I could have gotten in here and taken out all the air defenses, but that actually might have been bad, because then the hounds may not have popped, and then I wouldn't have any cleanup. But I was thinking, I can get the archer queen and at least 2 air defenses by jumping into this compartment. And then the only question you're left with, okay, well, where on earth do I try to get into here? So my original plan was to try to break into here and go in this way. But that eventually fell apart because I was going to have a very hard time tanking for this archer tower right here. And I've got to get this thing to go, or the bowlers are going to go astray. But I would have to have a golem all the way out over here, and I don't know that he would have redirected to go where I needed him to go if he was all the way out here. And then the other one would have to be all the way out here to tank for all these things, and then one golem would have these point defenses on it, and then would likely be the one that would redirect and go into here, and then have the queen punching him in the face. I guess golems are boys, haven't really thought about it. So I decided that probably wasn't the best way to go. So I decided to come in down here. And the reasons I want to come in down here is because I've got a clear path to the queen. I've got 2 air defenses on either side of her, so as long as something that can throw over a wall gets in here, that air defense is gone. I will get the clan castle lure, but I won't do it right away. It's going to wait till the golems are in there so I can drop a poison on the queen and slow her down and hopefully share it with the clan castle. And that didn't work quite as well as I was hoping. But it did work out eventually. I'm also going to tag this this air sweeper too, because if the queen gets in this compartment, she's going to reach over and take that guy out before she moves in further. So what I'm planning on doing is dropping one golem somewhere over here, and I'm going to drop him second because he's going to have a lot of point defense on him. This X-bow, this archer tower, and this cannon. So I'm actually going to drop one right here on this wizard tower first. And I was hoping that he would redirect and go in here, but he didn't. It took him too long to move. But that way he's only going to have this cannon and this X-bow on him. And so there's going to be few... that way it'll help spread out the point defense. Because if I drop this guy first, which I hope I didn't do, but now my memory may be tricking me, he's going to have 3 point defenses on him immediately, and he's going to wear out really quick. And when you're using golems, speed is important. You want to get in there, you want to move in there fast. Every time I've had issues with golems, it's when I take too long to get the clan castle troops and they get too much point defense on them and they just get petered out real quick. Now, the downside to coming in from this angle is what I would love to have done is gone through, say, this compartment and then force all the bowlers into this compartment with a jump spell. And this is a nice wide wall, so I can very easily force all the bowlers to come into here. And then clear path to the queen, clear path to this X-bow, which is just going to be hassling the golems, and then, air defenses galore wherever you step. But the problem is if I'm coming over here, the jump spell's too wide. I'm going to have to share it with a compartment. So I decided I'm going to drop the jump spell here, and then the bowlers will have access to both of these compartments. And I'm doing that because I want them to come into here, and they'll probably have already taken out these buildings and maybe even this one on their way into here. So I'm hoping that's going to redirect as many of them as possible into the middle. Turns out I didn't quite get that done. I ended up sharing the jump spell with this compartment too, which drove some golems and things over there, and things got a little haywire, and the clan castle troops did a funky little number. Um, but it all worked out at the end. I think I got a little bit lucky. But if you don't have a king and you're taking on a base this strong, you need a little bit of luck. So once the clan castle and 2 air defenses and the queen has been dealt with, and I'm expecting a dragon and 2 balloons. I think this is the second hit on this base, so I knew what was in there, and I knew where the Teslas were, and they're scattered in here. There's no troll Teslas out here anywhere. But once that dragon's taken care of, I'm going to drop 1 hound, 2 hound in these locations here, something like that. This hound will travel all the way here, pick up any air bombs it can get, and then the other hound sort of directly onto the air sweeper, and then a wall of 9 balloons in this direction here, saving some. I've got 14, saving some for the second air sweeper. I've only got 2 hounds in this army composition. I'm very quickly going to drop 2 rages here to get them going in this direction. And the reason I'm doing this is because I found that's what this works. It doesn't make sense to drop 1 hound here and the other hound immediately on the next air defense. I found it makes sense to sort of drop both of them on the first one at opposing angles, let them soak up as much hit points as they can, and drop balloons with haste behind them to get to that air defense. And then they'll eventually travel to the second one. And this expo's on ground, so the expos don't bother me very much. And then the balloons will have a clear path, and I'll drop a few more balloons, 3 balloons, with a haste to get them through here, and that'll help me in 2 ways. It'll distract this wizard tower, and it'll only be firing on 1 balloon at once, hopefully. And then it'll push things to that air defense rather quickly. Now, what made this strategy work is when you see the replay, I'll pause it, but the entire half of the base has pretty much been annihilated by the kill squad, so God bless them. They did such a great job. And then the hounds and the balloons have a straight shot across the base. And I will save 1 balloon for cleanup. No minions in this composition. Oh, but spells are important. So the way I've normally been doing these is I'll break in with wall breakers, rage spell to get them in there, and that'll help them knock out the queen and maybe the clan castle troops if they make it down that far. That'll help the bowlers and the queen do that. Jump to get them over here, and then a heal for the bowlers on the other side. Kind of missed the heal here, but well, I didn't really miss it. It just the clan castle troops kind of did funky stuff and kind of hosed me. But anyway, so that's all I'm going to say. We'll watch this thing unfold now. So come on, golems. Alright, so first one comes out here on that wizard tower. Did not get that cannon because, oh, there he goes. He did get the cannon. So this guy thankfully only has that archer tower on her. And then I dropped 1, 2 wizards on this side for these 2 buildings, 3 wizards on this side, 1, 2, 3 to try to get the funnel going. And I didn't have anything to worry about with the wall breakers because all the splash damage was being soaked up over here by that golem. So that all worked out well. Wall breakers break in, and I purposely left these 2 buildings, and I'm going to drop the queen on this one to help her get through that quickly because it's a higher hit point building. And then I'm going to drop the bowlers on this one, and that's just going to help things want to move in the right direction. So you do want to leave. Oh, look at that little wizard took out that builder's hut. You do want to try to leave some buildings in there if you possibly can. So down comes the rest of the kill squad. The golem finally does a redirect when that jump spell goes down for whatever reason. Oh, I guess a wizard might have taken out what he was trying to get to. So here's the bad thing that happened. The rage spell goes down. The queen's going to fall pretty soon. But I just barely clipped this compartment with the jump spell. So some things are going to redirect. And the queen does not go after the clan castle troops, which was very disappointing. So I kind of saw what was going on here. I decided to drop a heal spell to try to keep these bowlers up. Didn't do much in between the dragon and the balloons, though, unfortunately. That being said, they've cleared this whole compartment. They've cleared this whole compartment. A good chunk of this compartment. Both their defenses are down. I am waiting because I've still got the queen at full health and I've got her ability. I want to wait till that dragon is gone before I drop the balloons. The last thing I want is for that dragon to redirect and start burning the balloons. So, let's see the queen's in trouble, drop the ability, thankfully I still had it. Balloons, I don't care if they survive. Everyone can die now, I don't care. The queen will die, but, God bless her. She's a good soul, she did a lot for me. So, you saw the hounds come out, one hound here, second hound here, absorbing traps, and a wall of balloons. I have found the wall works really well. Especially because they're just going to go here and they've got nothing to bring them back in this direction. You kind of want your last balloons to be at the edge of all the defenses if you want to think about their pathing. So if there's a defense out here, that would be really bad. If there's some down here, it might be in trouble. But with these guys gone, the wall worked really well. First haste spell, getting them through these defenses quickly. Second one should come down. There it comes. And I wanted them to come in over here because they're going to take care of that air sweeper. That's why I liked it to come in on this side and not this side. And we've got some air skeletons, but I've found that you can kind of ignore those. They don't do enough damage to really bother you. Last hound pops, but 3 balloons and a haste comes down. And in between the pups and the rest of the balloons, they get to that air defense and wipe it out. And that was it. Ball game right there. Now it's just in cleanup mode. We just got one little archer tower left to worry about, and I got one wizard and one balloon, and you just drop them wherever they need to clean up. So you check and make sure there's no builders huts on the exterior. I dropped one balloon up here because you got a group over here, you got a group in the middle, so I'll drop him here and a wizard here, and they'll all coalesce and meet in the middle. And there you go. Thankfully that worked out. The first one I tried in this war did not work out. And I'm really not sure why. But it was really bad. Really, really bad. Like, super bad. And it was a very weak base, too, which makes it even more depressing. So, whatever. Anyway, alright, there you go. There's a 3-star for y'all. Relishing the glory of a close to max Town Hall 9 3-star. Heroes weren't quite max, but man, you get them walls up. But that doesn't matter much for air attacks. Okay, I'm done talking now. Bye bye.